I am doing a how-to video on how to drive a manual transmission or a stick shift. So today I have 2 GoPros and my phone shooting at the tachometer so you can see everything that's going on. So hopefully this will give you a good concept of how to drive a manual transmission before you go and do it yourself. Today I have a 2015 Honda Civic Si and we get to take it out. And it's a good opportunity for me to show you how to drive a manual. So for you beginners, the first step would be to just sit in the car and get really familiar with it. You want to make sure that you're in the right position, so make sure your seat is adjusted properly to where you can reach the pedals comfortably. You can push all the way down on the clutch, the gas, and the brake. And you want to make sure that your hands rest really well on the steering wheel, as well as reach for that shift lever. After you're all comfortable with your seating position, now you want to get familiar with your shift lever. Know where all the different gears are, as well as your reverse. Different cars do put the reverse in different spaces. Some cars are 1 to 4 speeds, 1 to 5 speeds. This Honda Civic Si happens to be a 6-speed manual transmission. Going to your foot pedals, you already still have your brake and your gas here. Now, this pedal on the left side is your clutch. Now, the clutch, when you press it down, it disengages the gear so that you can switch to the next gear. That's the simplest way that I can put it. Essentially, what's happening is your engine is spinning, and when you put it in first gear and you let go of the clutch, that spinning engine will engage to bring power to your tires. And as you're moving forward and you're already at the top of first gear and you want to move to second, depress the clutch, then shift into second, and now it will spin at a different rate and your wheels will be able to go faster, and that's going to continue all the way up until 6th gear. So again, just sit in the car before you even start it and get used to moving from 1st to 2nd to 3rd to 4th, 5th, and 6th. When you leave it in the middle, that is your neutral gear. So you'll be able to feel the spring load move back and forth. If you are in gear, you can't move it back and forth. Okay? So that's how you'll know you are in neutral. So once you're all familiar with that, go ahead and start the car. To start the car, you do have to put your left foot on the clutch, depress it all the way, then just hit the start. This here is your emergency brake. There is no park like there is on an automatic transmission. So to park the car, you lift up on the emergency brake. To engage it, just let your emergency brake down. So first gear. So what you want to do when you want to get into first and start moving the car forward, all you have to do is depress the clutch all the way, take your shift lever, move it to the first position, and slowly take your foot and let the clutch out, and you'll start rolling forward. Most cars, you don't even need to use the gas, but you can. So see, we're moving forward. So that was first gear. Sometimes on certain cars that you do need to give gas to, you'll take your clutch, and then here's your gas, and you'll slowly give it some gas, and then there's a bite point, is what it's called, when you start engaging the transmission and the engine, and that's where the car will start moving forward. Okay, if you let it out too fast, you will stall. All right, so let's do that again. So we're stopped, put it into first, start releasing your clutch, give it a little bit of gas, and you'll notice the RPMs are about 1,000 right there. So that was first gear. So I did it twice. Hopefully that helps you guys. So let's take it out on the road. So here is first gear once again. And if you aren't familiar, I just put it into second, doing the same thing. See that? So I'm about at 3,000 RPM, so I'm moving up to third gear. About 3,000 is a good safe measure to where you should be able to shift and make it a smooth transition. So right now I'm in fourth gear. All right, so we're getting onto the freeway now. RPM shoot up, move it to second. RPM shoot up again, move it up to third. So we're in third. I kind of let that gear stretch out to 4,000 RPM. Right now we're in fourth gear going 4,000 RPM. Now I get to move it up to fifth. Going about 60 in fifth, about 3,000 RPM. So that's the reason for that sixth speed is now I'm going 67. If I drop it into 6, you'll hear the engine rest a little bit. So now it's that cruising speed. RPMs are about 3,000, going about 70. RPMs are just sticking about that 3,000 mark. Now, if I were to shift back into fifth, you will notice the RPMs shoot up. So that's what we're gonna do right now. It's just gonna give us that extra torque. So I'm gonna downshift right now. So I'm gonna depress the clutch, drop it into fifth. So I'm going 4,000 RPMs now, doing about the same throttle. I could even downshift one more time to fourth gear and we'll really feel the torque. See how it shot up to 5,000 RPM and more? That was a downshift. So now I can drop it back into sixth and it'll bring us right back to 3,000 RPM. Let's do that one more time. So I'm gonna drop it down into fifth, drop it down into fourth, so that's fun. I guess the big thing about driving a manual transmission, the big draw to it is that it really attaches you to the car. It really pulls us away from all the new technology. I mean, there's cars that are automatic that essentially drive themselves now. This really is the polar opposite of that, to where you get to enjoy a connection to your vehicle. I was reading up on some stats, and 7% of people, that's about 1 in 10 or less than 1 in 10, know how to drive a manual transmission. And that ties into almost exactly the amount of manuals produced by manufacturers. And it was funny because I looked at my inventory at my dealership, and we have about 300 cars, and 3 of my used vehicles are manual transmission at this point. This is one of them. It's the Civic Si. I also have a Nissan that is a manual transmission, and I also have a Jeep that's a manual transmission. So it's a pretty cool skill to know that you are part of the minority. You have a skill that 9 other people in the world probably don't have, if you're in that 1 in 10. All right, guys, I'm gonna do something else right now. So you've heard of the term redlining. Redlining means you are reaching the maximum RPMs. And so that's what I'm gonna do. So for each gear, I'm gonna get close to redlining. I'm not gonna redline exactly, but just so you can get the concept down, redlining just means that you're maxing out. So on this particular vehicle, 7,000 RPM is the maximum. So let's see how it goes. All right, I only did third gear and I was already going 60. So I'm gonna take it a little easy, but that's essentially what redlining is. This particular vehicle is, again, the 2015 Honda Civic. It's got a 2.4 liter engine, about 205 horsepower, and that's what it equates to, that type of redlining. 60 plus miles an hour in third gear. So again, every manual transmission is different. Hopefully this video helped you in terms of getting a good idea of how to do it before you actually go and try it out yourself. That was my goal of this video. If you found this video helpful at all, or you want to go ahead and see all of my new reviews on the new Hondas that are coming out, definitely subscribe. I'm really excited about the videos that are coming out because we have the new Civic hatchback coming out here pretty soon. We got a new CR-V coming, new Odyssey. A lot of cool things that Honda's putting out right now. I appreciate you guys checking out this video. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Bye for now.